Good morning, everyone. Jumping on to record a solstice reading for this week ahead. Probably through to the 1st of January is what's just come through there. I think this might be a long one, so I'll post the start of it on Instagram, but if you want to watch the whole thing, I think you're going to have to jump over to YouTube. I've just sat and meditated on the energy before starting with, and I haven't pulled any cards yet. And what keeps playing in my head, unsurprisingly, given the post I've just shared in my stories this morning about a revolution starting, is "You won't fool the children of the revolution." And that line of that song keeps playing in my head. So the message there for me is whatever is about to transpire, I think there will be attempts to fool us or to pull us off our path, those of us that are walking this path already, and that they're not going to succeed in that. In my meditation this morning and then the meditation I've just done, I keep getting this visual of a really huge ship, and it gives me Titanic energy, and I've tried to just keep tapping into that. And just in this meditation just then, I got that it is Titanic, and it's an event or a collision that's going to set off a chain of events. This morning, while scrolling through Instagram, I heard this story of a Lakota medicine man, possibly a legend, of a Lakota medicine man that was trying to get to a village to save his people and came across a man on the ledge of a cliff, and anyway, ended up having to let go of this man and let him fall into the river so that he could get to the village to save the people. And then when the Titanic image came through, I got that Jack and, oh my gosh, I can't even remember her name. But anyway, letting go of him off the raft, off the door, the floating door at the end. And it was, let go, don't try and save those who can't save or won't save themselves. So if we are in this splitting of a timeline, and there are people really grappling with fear and the chaos and despair of whatever these events in our own lives or on the collective level are pushing us into, it is this idea of not holding on to them so much or trying to save them so much or putting all your energy into that you're not able to hold your vibration and do what your job is to do. And in the story that I shared this morning about my meditation last weekend, it was just emphasizing the importance of us all holding our vibration, holding our light around the whole world at this time to support this ascension and awakening process. I also got with that Titanic visual something about women and children. My interpretation of that is that it might be mostly those populations that are going through this ascension or holding the light at the moment. And when I was preparing one of my decks, which is the Priestess of Light deck, the Divine Masculine card kept coming through with hostilities. So they might, that collective, the masculine collective, might be the ones that really struggle in whatever is about to take place. Now, I did go into this reading and this meditation with the intention of what is it about this solstice energy that we need to know right now. And in the southern hemisphere, we're in the summer solstice. In the northern hemisphere, they're in the winter solstice. And that winter solstice is all about darkness. It's the darkest day of the year. And we're in the lightest day of the year down here in the southern hemisphere. And there was something about that balancing of light and dark, but also that the darkness is going to come to light. The darkness will show itself. And then I immediately got a bad taste in my mouth. And so whatever that is that comes to light is going to leave us collectively with a bad taste in our mouth. And that is likely going to trigger a remembering. So I saw my Reiki guide's eye. My Reiki guide is an elephant. And it was something, at first I thought, we're not going to forget this. And maybe there is a piece of that too. But actually it's that elephants never forget. So we're actually going to remember something. As I dove into what are we going to remember, I got ancient and cosmic wisdom and past life wisdom, and the idea that we've been here before and we're choosing a different path last time. 444 on the timer as I say that. In a message that I shared earlier in the week, I think, where I said we're choosing a different path, and I was reflecting on 2020 versus now, and this being another go at this. That's what I thought that meant. And maybe to some degree that does, but actually I think this is going back a lot longer than that, an ancient past time where we had the opportunity to choose the path of light, to ascend, to raise our vibration as a collective, and that didn't happen at that point in time. So this is our chance to choose a different path. Then I keep seeing pyramids in my meditations, and I today saw, I'm assuming, the Great Pyramid and the Orion constellation, and the Orion constellation is increasingly in my awareness based on other people that I'm tapping into, and this really strong feeling of a portal opening between those two as a result of this solstice, or as a result of the energy shift from this solstice. And then I got the message, there's no turning back now, the course is set. And again, I just came back to that Titanic image of, they've seen the iceberg, we know we're colliding, but that we can't turn off course. That what the chain of events that's about to take place is now locked in, and again are serving a purpose. And I've had a couple of conversations in the last few days about just really overarching that a lot's about to take place, and in those conversations it's immediately triggered fear and worry in those people, despite me not going into details or even necessarily phrasing it in a bad way, just that there's stuff that's going to take place that's going to mean our worries right now just aren't a problem anymore, or aren't our main concern anymore. And it was interesting to see those reactions. So again, before I just dive into the reading, I want to reinforce that we have a choice in how we respond to these events, and we really need to come back to ourselves, come back to our center, come back to our truth every day, possibly multiple moments in every day, to make sure we're on course, where we are responding how we intend to respond. So let's see what cards wants to come through. I'm feeling like I need to do Oracle and Tarot together. I might still do a different Oracle pull for Monday, but let's just see. I've been called to use my new, where is the box, Angels and Ancestors card, but also my Priestess of Light deck. So I'm going to get at least one card from each of those decks. When I was shuffling this card, this Earth Guardian card kept wanting to come to the bottom, stay rooted and grounded, which just is that message that I was just talking about as well. And I just noticed there's kind of, it looks like spider webs there. I've been noticing a lot of spider webs this week, and I was getting the message with those that it's about crafting your art, putting yourself out into the world, and that will attract whatever it is that you need. Just trying to think if there is a collective message there. I think there is something about those spider webs. So separately, I probably am going to look up the meaning, symbolism of a spider web. Look, we're 8 minutes in already and I haven't even got a card. All right, let's see what wants to come through for the Mind Body Soul Collective for the solstice through to the 1st of January 2025, which feels itself like it's going to be a big day. I'm also still getting a lot around Christmas Day, which is and chills as I say that. I think something is going to happen on Christmas Day. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I just keep getting something about that Christmas Day energy. Anything else, Spirit? I think that's 2 cards there. All right, we've got Sage, be devoted and committed. And Trader, exchange energy to create abundance. The spiderweb thing just came to me with that card as well. And then the bottom of the deck, I got the White Buffalo one, which those of you that follow my channel and have listened to my readings before and listened to my last podcast for this season of the Mind Body Soul Transformation podcast will know the meaning of this card for me. It says, Peacekeeper, a harmonious resolution is possible. And I think we need to keep this in mind. This is what we're aiming for. And if we can remember that this is the path that we're on, then that will help us stay grounded and neutral in our vibration and response to the events that take place. I just split the deck and got embrace the energy of peace as well. All right, let me just pull a card from the Priestess of Light deck, and then we'll do the tarot messages for the Mind Body Soul collective for the solstice through till the 1st of January. What is that? That must be 10 days. Messages. All right, and I wanted to come up, but it said 3 more. Building your world, creation, expansion, and networking. I do think with the trader there as well, and that spiderweb message, there's something about some of us needing to really push forward with the ideas we might have at the moment. Like that creation energy, whatever you are being called to do, birth into the world, that's a 33 card too, is what you need to be doing right now. The world's going to need those things. Do my masculine again. All right, let's see what wants to come through with the tarot. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to read these two, the Sage card and the Trader card. The Sage card, be willing to go the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best you possibly can be. Inspired by the Hindu cave dwellers and yogis of the Himalayas, the sage represents the wise one within. When this card arises, it shows you that you are preparing to become great and insightful teacher to your peers. It guides you to take notes as the wandering yogi is on this card. Because of your knowledge and life experiences, it can impart incredible insights to those who come into contact. This card is also about observation and becoming more aware of who you are and all of your inner workings, because that awareness can bring more clarity to your decisions. Devotion is a powerful energy. Right now, angels and ancestors want you to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth. Your continued dedication to this aspect of your life has been recognized, and your understanding that you are not only a body but a soul is all you need to continue growing and expanding. The energy of oneness is offering itself to you now, and it's important that you take some time to integrate it all so that you can be supported and guided by it. This is what the divine wants for you. Make a note of the experiences or teachers making themselves known to you at this time, because you are going to share those teachings one day too. Yeah, I think interesting message for the collective, but I do think there's something here that whatever it is you're being called to shine into the world, birth into the world, you need to be doing that right now and preparing to do that. That's your future path. And maybe by focusing on that and seeing that as things start to fall apart around us, possibly it's going to be easier to navigate because you're going to have that light to hold on to. I'll just read the Trader card as well. The Trader did come out stuck to the Sage, but I still do think, because that spiderweb energy came through immediately for this, for me, that there is a message here for some of us. Make connections and exchange informations, talents, or supports. Inspired by the traders of Morocco, this card brings lessons and energy of exchange. And I saw the 6 of Pentacles when I was shuffling the tarot deck too. So When he appears, he could represent an opportunity to exchange talents, whatever they may be, in order to expand, or be about the exchange of energies that come from the universe, or both. For example, if you are a creative person or consider yourself creative when you share your talents, you are giving them, and when you do so, the universe will give you more in order for you to share more. It is all a beautiful cycle. The trader also reminds you to be open and honest and act with integrity in your exchanges, because doing something to get something will only lead to challenges. The universe operates under the law of cause and effect and is always looking to return to a natural state of balance. So if you are lacking the feelings of abundance at this time, you are being invited to share your time, your gifts, and your understanding with others. If you're frustrated because something isn't unfolding in your life, instead of asking yourself, what can you get? Ask yourself, what can you give? The exchange of energy doesn't necessarily mean financial energy. It can also be about supporting in order to feel supported. If you've been holding back with your offerings, now is the time to change that. Allow yourself to be open, honest, and vulnerable. This can prepare you to open up to even greater opportunities in the coming days, weeks, and months. All right, you all obviously have something you need to be doing right now. And I know we're in that Christmas break energy and we all just want to have a break. Recover from the year that's been. Reflect on the year that's been. But it is also an opportunity to have some time and space to think about what that is and put some wheels into motion. And they can just be small steps towards it. It doesn't need to be huge, big, have that project ready to go by the end of the year. But I think we are being asked to work at it. All right, I'm going to start with the tarot now. Messages for the Mind, Body, Soul Transformation Collective for the solstice through to the 1st of January. This was really, surprising. The wheel. Put the wheels in motion and the wheel comes out. An interesting message, and I think this is the balancing of that energy that came through in my meditation. This is how we balance that, and she's kind of balancing on this wheel too in this picture. I'll speak more about the card shortly, but as I said, balance, I just noticed that. And it's a 10 card. What did I say about 10 before? Oh, 10 days. Messages for the Mind, Body, Soul Transformation Collective for the next 10 days. Ooh. Then we've got the Emperor, the 3 of Pentacles, and 4 of Swords. I did see a lot of Pentacle energy when I was shuffling this deck. Ace of Pentacles. Any more? One more. The Devil. Interesting. Oh, another one came out. Okay. Actually might do some clarification since we're going to go long anyway. We may as well go all in on this message, but I just split the deck and got the Hermit. That was coming, I think it might have even been at the bottom of the deck when I started this, but it was coming through a lot as I shuffled. So with that overarching energy of that darkness and needing to shine our light and stay grounded, show the path, create the path, connect with ourselves. Queen of Pentacles under that. We started with the Wheel. Which is Wheel of Fortune. And just this idea of, what did I say? There's no turning back now. The wheels are in motion. we need to be putting for the oracle part of this reading, we need to be putting those wheels in motion of the ideas that we have. And that's going to fit really nicely with the Three of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles energy as well. And I was just about to say that's how we're balancing out this energy, which is what I already said. But as I said that, I noticed in the camera there, we've got the light and the dark. So that message from the meditation, we really are balancing out by taking these actions, by doing what it is that we're here to do, whatever that might be. It doesn't have to be a career change or a big, huge project, but what are you being called to do right now? Is it reach out to a friend? Is it, I don't know, do something around the Christmas holiday period that is giving back to the world, to your connections, to humanity, to the earth in some way? Is it that you're being called to start a podcast, write a book, offer tarot readings, do some energy work? What is it that you are being called to do? You need to do that. That's going to balance your energy, and that is going to be the energy of the next 10 days. So tuning into that, coming back to yourself to feel into that and take action. The Emperor, divine masculine energy, but divine masculine is an action card. It is a doing card. And so as much as this period typically would be that moment for us to stop and relax and possibly receive for some of us, we're being asked to take action right now. Make our move with the chess piece there. Something's rumbling. I think there's something else there, but I don't have it yet. Next card up was the Three of Pentacles, and this is weaving and creating something in the world, and you might be doing this in collaboration with other people, or it might be that all of our creations together are having this balancing effect. It's all coming together to create this new timeline. And maybe open this portal that came through in the meditation. The other thing I haven't noticed about this card before is the masculine energy in this card is like holding whatever that is, the frame for these two women to create, to put their creations into the world. And so I think there is something possibly here about masculine energy needing to support the feminines in this next phase, in this next step, in giving them the space to weave their creations, which we know is not how things have been going for a long time. And for some reason that's making me I think it's often, particularly maybe in this time of year, but just generally anyway, the women that are supporting the feminine energies, supporting the masculine energy, and that's not how it's meant to be in the natural state of those energies. And so this might be a flip or a wheels turning to reverse that. And divine masculine stepping up to support the divine feminine energy in this moment in time. I'm going to do some clarification. So I'll work through these cards, then you can choose to stop if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to try and clarify some of this. And we've got Four of Swords, which is healing energy, taking the time to rest and recuperate, which is interesting because this is in contrast to the other energy here. But what drew my attention when I first pulled this card is that red thread. And I think this speaks to that remembering that I got in the meditation. The red thread often refers to the things within our life that are all connected to each other. Like, how do I explain this? Our soul's path and the things that are along our soul's path that are connected to bring us to the path that we're meant to be on and do the healing that we're meant to do. And so rather than this being the individual message right now, it is that whatever all of this is part of our healing and part of our path. And possibly some of the work, actually not even some, this work that we're being asked to do right now and birth into the world is going to be healing to those that need it without it draining our energy. It's going to be supporting. Yeah, it's going to be supporting those that are really struggling through this time. Then we've got the Ace of Pentacles, which I think speaks to these new ideas being birthed into the world as resources and ideas that will grow. That will attract abundance, like that Trader card, through the exchange of energy. Like if we can come at these creations, all these things that we've been called to do from a heart-centered place, that it is my third eye's tingling as I say this, that is about exchange of energy rather than wanting something in return, that those actions will take roots and will have a meaningful impact on this path ahead. The next, usually for these readings, I only take 5 cards. Then I got the message I needed 1 more and 2 more came out. So I got the Devil card, which I think is just, this is this darkness that's coming to light, I suspect, and us realizing how it has controlled us, but that we are able to get free of its control. But there is that overarching energy of us seeing that and needing to release ourselves from the control of these things, but also not like, look, that person is that fear, despair, all that this energy has the potential to push us into. And instead we're being asked to come back and center ourselves, ground ourselves, protect ourselves with a bubble of light, with whatever practices we need to stop all of these events from pushing us into this. All right, I'm actually going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to stop recording there, and then I may come, I've run out of time, so I might come back and do the clarification a little bit later. Wishing you all a beautiful next 10 days. I'd love to hear what this is for you in terms of what are you being called to do right now and birth into the world. What action are you being called to take? And yeah, the other side of all of this, did anything come out of you taking that action? Wishing you the most beautiful week ahead, including Christmas and hopefully time with those that you love. Goodbye, everyone. Turns out I wasn't out of time, so I'm jumping straight back on to do this clarification now. I'm going to start with the wheel. I think I know what that message is. I've already shared Ace of Swords, an idea. I've already shared that in the last video, and I might actually just weave these 2 videos together. Let's see what wants to come through for clarifying the wheel. Why is the wheel here, Spirit? Why is the wheel here? Anything else? Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay. So I got the Sun at the bottom of the deck after shuffling for clarifying the wheel. We've got the Six of Swords, which is moving into calmer waters, possibly leaving the past behind, leaving the chaos and destruction behind, the storm behind, and being led by our guides on that path. Leaving the darkness behind. Then I've got the Eight of Wands, which is like incoming ideas, messages. The message I just got from this card is all of these wands are like all of these little pieces that we're all doing, and they're coming together to create that light, to shine the way. And then, such a beautiful card, I got the Ten of Cups, which is that flowing of like love and light and happiness in our lives. Okay. What about the Four of Swords, Spirit? Why is the Four of Swords here? And I'll come back to the Emperor after that. Four of Swords. The Magician. The Hermit's back out. The Queen of Wands and the Hermit. The Seven of Swords and Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So I think that message that I shared before is, it is, what are we being called to? Sorry, I'm just struggling with all these cards in my hand. What are we being called to manifest and birth into the world and create? From this place of connection with ourselves. And then on the bottom of the deck, as I said, I had Seven of Swords and Five of Pentacles. So this is all about lies and deceit and feeling a lack of abundance, that despair kind of energy. So I think, again, this is supporting those that are really struggling in this time, but supporting them, coming back to the meditation message, supporting them through what we are putting our energy into, rather than using all of our energy to save them from themselves. They have to save themselves. We're birthing into the world our love, our light, our creations, our connections, whatever that is, that they can come to when they're ready, and that will help them do the healing and get out of that place that they're currently in. I think I'm just going to clarify the Emperor. And yeah, that's probably all we need to clarify now. Why is the Emperor here, Spirit? Why is the Emperor here? Thank you. Tower at the bottom of the deck. I think there's two messages here. Maybe. Page of Wands came out, so this is like those ideas coming to you, taking action, being really excited about that, like the birth of those ideas and creativity. What I just got then is the match has been lit, which I think just comes back to the courses set. And then we've got 5 of Wands, conflict. 2 of Pentacles, not seeing the path forward or the options, that there are 2 options. Feeling confused. And then the Hanged Man, which is about a change in perspective. The course is set, the match has been lit. We've got the Tower and the Fool. And the 4 of Wands, and Justice. So bottom of the deck there, we have the Tower, the Fool. So Tower is something is dramatically coming to an end or changing. Look at the imagery here. And it's got the butterflies, which is that revolution post that I posted before. Then we have the Fool. A new beginning is being birthed out of that Tower moment. The 4 of Wands and Justice. Justice is being served. We are birthing something beautiful, stable, secure that's worth celebrating. But it's all based on how we choose to perceive the events that take place. And even just in this card, like this card represents conflict, and you could view this as them fighting and causing chaos and maybe setting fire. But I really got revolution vibes from this, of let's come together. There's the fire, the match has been lit. Let's come together to burn this all down is coming to my mind. And by this, I mean the darkness that's coming to light. And to shine light into that darkness. To fill that darkness with light. Dropped that card. Wow. All right, I'm gonna stop there. I'll just go over the messages again. Likely an event that is about to take place that will cause a pretty big shift in us. The darkness will show itself, and that will make us remember that we've been here before and we're choosing a different path last time. Remembering not to exhaust our energy by trying to save those that won't save themselves. That this is happening now, whatever this is happening now. The course is set, the match is lit. I think the revolution piece feeds into whatever this is, likely. But really clearly the message today has been, for those of you that aren't going to respond to these events from a place of fear and despair, but from a place of what can I be doing to shine my light, to show the path, to guide the path. And really the guidance there is what are you being told to do? Internally tuning in with yourself, what is that little like nudging feeling of, I should do this, and following those, particularly as it relates to the next 10 days. Whatever that message is for you, that is what you are being asked to follow. Because by doing that, I just split the deck, by doing that we will balance this darkness with our light. not the message I was expecting. Beautiful, beautiful message. I would love to hear, as I said before, what this is for you. What are those little nudges for you? Let's do them. 11:11 on the timer. Let's do these. I mean, many of you know that I've been doing exactly this in launching my website this week, and also putting together this beautiful course that's coming together so scrumptiously, that I'm so excited about. The Mind Body Soul Awakening course, launching 25th of January 2025. Feels like the right date to do it. I also think it's a full moon on that date, so it's all just yumminess. 20 weeks, 10 modules, online videos, a stunning workbook, and fortnightly group live sessions where we come together and integrate all of that information, or what's come to light, and what our next steps forward are. If you want to know more details, please reach out, because I am so excited about this, and I'm so ready to call in the people that are aligned with wanting to walk this path, wanting some support in their awakening process, and wanting to do that with a community. That is a piece that was missing for me, at least early on, and is so important in what can be a really challenging path in kind of discovering who you are, and that big parts of who you thought you were maybe weren't true all along. So doing that alongside other people is such a beautiful way for us to be walking this path together. So if you are interested, please reach out. I'd love to share some more information with you, and I'd really love to have you join the very first container of this. Wishing you all a beautiful week ahead, and sending loads of love and light and inspiration to get these projects or these actions going. Goodbye, everyone. And honor their force, and honor their disruption, not from a place of fear or frustration, but a place of acceptance that this is just part of being here in this life. And the other thing that suddenly is coming to me as I sit here and watch this, and as I said, this river floods at least every year for the last few years, is the resilience of these trees that remain standing despite that. Like this event will probably be at least 7 days of that level of water rushing past those trees. Other events have been much longer than that, and they stay there, and they stay grounded and rooted in where they are. And to me, that just speaks to the need for us to have practices in our life that keep us grounded, keep us rooted in ourselves, in connection with something greater than ourselves, whatever that might be for you. It could be meditation.